This is Money Matters Video 3, where we're going to talk about how to manage your time between making money and studying. I'm Albert van Wyk, and I studied industrial engineering at the University of Pretoria. Today, I'm also an entrepreneur, property investor, and author of my best-selling book, How to Become a Millionaire at 22. And in the previous videos, I told my story of exactly how I made my first million while studying. Then we talked about how to save, invest, and grow your wealth as a student. So if you haven't watched the previous two videos, make sure you go back and watch them to get those principles done and dusted. But then if you've now implemented my examples on how to make money at campus and then started investing, saving your money, and growing your wealth, the next question is, how do you get it all done? How do you manage your time between studying and making money? How do you get everything fitted into your timetable because you only have so many hours a day? So when I was on campus, I studied a 4-year industrial engineering degree. And simultaneously, I had to manage all of my multiple businesses and my property, and I had a girlfriend. And you all know that that takes most of your time. So how do you juggle between all of these different things, and how do you manage your time effectively? The first principle is understanding that time not planned is time wasted. Time not planned is time wasted. Think about it. Maybe last weekend, you woke up, didn't have anything planned for the day, you walked into the living room and you crashed on the couch. And then you switched on your favorite series and you started watching 1 or 2 episodes. Before you know it, it's dark outside and you've watched episodes the whole day. And you think to yourself, where did the time go? Where did it go? I can't even remember planning this time or experiencing the day. Have you felt like that? Not understanding where did the time go? Where did this week go? Where did the month go? And the core principle is time not planned is time wasted. Let's take a different scenario. Imagine on the Monday, you planned to take off on the weekend. You planned 4 hours for yourself to watch your favorite series on the weekend. Then when you woke up on the Saturday morning and crashed on the couch, you watched your 4 episodes for 4 hours, and afterwards you said, now I'm finished. That is what I planned. Then you'll feel great about binging your favorite series, instead of feeling like the time just went away. Now, I'm not saying you should book hundreds of hours of binging series every weekend, but if you plan your time, it's not wasted because you feel rested and refreshed because you actually spent your time on a planned schedule to rest and to get refreshed over the weekend to tackle the new week. And ways to plan your time is by putting a timetable in place and by putting a to-do list in place. And that way, you know what you have to do every day. You can schedule the time you spend on your business and making money. You can schedule the time you need to spend on studying. You can schedule the time you need to spend on your meaningful relationships and friends and family. And as you do that, you feel way more productive and efficient. The second principle is understanding discipline. And yes, none of us like this word, discipline, right? You cringe when you hear the word. But discipline is about prioritizing value over instant gratification. Yes, today you feel like you want to binge watch that series. But will it really give you value in the future? Will it really add value to your life? And discipline is about prioritizing value over instant gratification. It might feel great, instantly gratified to watch that episode today and to binge that series. But what if you rather replace that by some studying hours to work on your degree, on your craft that will serve you in the future? Or maybe spend some time reading a book, a business book, or a book from another millionaire to equip yourself with financial skills. If you spend your time using discipline on valuable items, you'll find that you'll gain a lot more and get a lot more done, creating value in your life instead of wasting it on meaningless things. And that brings me to the third principle. You need to become a great juggler. My dad always explained time management to me in the form of a juggler. He said, Albert, if you have to juggle all of these different things in your life, you can view it as a juggler with a lot of balls in the air. Now, if he holds on to one ball for too long, the other balls will fall. If he throws up one ball too quickly, that ball will fall. And when any ball falls, the juggler has to stop and pick up that one ball before he can continue juggling. Have this happen to you? You neglected something in your life, and then you had to stop doing everything else. Put everything else on hold and just focus on that one thing. And everything else in your life stopped. And if you become a great juggler, you can prevent yourself from doing that. So you need to calculate, how much time should I spend on each ball? Just holding on to it long enough before throwing it up in the air and taking the next one. And you can prioritize these balls in terms of how much value they add to your life. So you need to have the studying one, the business one, the meaningful relationships and family one, and you need to decide how much time you need to spend on each one. And you can do that by first deciding what the end result needs to be in each category. Remember, the result isn't always linear to the time that you spend on each category. Let's take your maths exam, for example. Let's say you study 8 hours. Then you'll get 60%. If you study 16 hours, double the amount of time, will you then get 120%? No. You'll probably get 80%, right? Now, if you spend 24 hours studying for that subject, will you get triple the result? Will you get 180%? No. You'll probably get 90%. So you can see that the amount of time that you spend on each one of these activities isn't linear to the result that you get for each one of these activities. So you need to go, do this exercise. Write down everything you need to do. Studying for your subjects, spending time with family, working on your business, and then add a result that you want to each one of these activities. And then you can figure out, what is the appropriate time that I need to allocate to each one of these activities on my timetable and on my to-do list, as we discussed. Now, if you apply these 3 principles, you'll become much better at managing your time, you'll get much more done, and you'll get a much better result in your life in terms of efficiency and productivity. But now you might say, Albert, that's not so easy. Where do you get the energy and drive to do it all? Where do you get the motivation every day to tackle each one of these balls that you need to juggle and keep in the air? Well, in the next video, we're going to talk about where to get the drive and energy to do it all. So make sure you tune into the next video to get that part of your journey right as well. Remember, time management all hangs on the moment of now. The past is gone. You can't do anything about it. And sometimes the past might hold you back. Forget about that. The future is uncertain. Maybe you're a little bit uncertain about the future. You can't do anything about it right now. There's people in big buildings in Sandton being paid millions to try and predict the future on the stock market, and they still can't get it right. But in the moment of now, you can do anything. You have the power. And you can apply these principles that we're talking about in these videos in your life in this moment right now. Make this moment count.